Joining us tonight is Jake Rattlesnake.
I like to go by Lord Rattlesnake or Lord Jake, most base chat of all the lands.
You don't have an argument. Present your paper or shut up.
Everyone's view is definitely inherently biased. So this is when debate becomes very interesting. I can hear what you're saying, but then I can see that you're dressed as a cat.
I'm a dog.
You said you like to go play fetch.
I'm a wolf, yes.
So how does that tie into your relationship? Like, what are you looking for if you're a dog? I think that John Jr. will be president one day. If I was a gambling man, I'd put money on that.
Founder of Rattlesnake TV, Jake. Man, I really appreciate it, dude.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, how are we all doing today? I am doing great. Thank you for asking. I need to stop giving these free advertisements away. Big day today, guys. That's right, it's himbo time. Exactly right, chat. It is himbo time. It's himbo hour. We're here to report on all the news while the Crucibillies are over there, doing whatever they're doing, preparing and everything. We're going to keep everybody updated. We're going to be here. We're going to be covering it. It is now Wednesday. We have a few more. It's Wednesday for me, probably Tuesday nights for you guys. So we're going to be covering this all week, pretty much. We'll see where it goes from there. We've had some big updates today, guys. Big updates. So, we're going to get into that. Andrew and the Crucible have just dropped a video on YouTube. And also, we have an official moderator that has been announced. Not going to say I told you so, but I may have told you so. Anyway, don't forget to smash that like button, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button on the way in here. Let YouTube know that this is a phenomenal stream that's obviously worth everybody watching. We'll hit that goal today as well. And then, let's just get straight into it. Crucible has just dropped a video on their channel with some announcements.
Let me give everyone an update of exactly where we are. A few weeks ago, Brian Atlas, a friend of mine who runs the Whatever podcast, offered up $100,000 for Candace Owens to debate with me about the murder of Charlie Kirk on his platform. He eventually raised it to $150,000, to which I said I would match it if we could actually debate on neutral ground. I expressed this story recently on the Joe Rogan podcast. Candace and her fans' reactions were volatile, to say the least. She issued a strange counter that I needed to pay her $500,000 and that TPUSA needed to, quote, claim me. Now, I don't work for TPUSA, so I couldn't grant that concession, as it would have been a lie. She followed with an offer of me paying $300,000 to debate her at her home on the topic of if Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk and if he was a federal patsy or not. Obviously, this gives massive advantages to Owens, but I'm never one to back down from a debate challenge, even if I think the terms are fundamentally unfair. We entered into negotiations, and during those negotiations, Joe Rogan contacted us both, asking to host our debate. This is perhaps something you guys don't know. Obviously, I thought that changed everything, as that would guarantee the biggest platform for both of us to make our case on neutral ground. Unsurprisingly to me, Candace Owens declined. No control.
So,
No
control, exactly. So, we didn't know this, but Rogan offered to host it. Now, this would have been an enormous opportunity. I guess it must be because of the pregnancy thing. I guess that must be what they're saying. But Rogan offering to do this, that's the biggest platform that you can get. It's the biggest independent platform that you can possibly get. But declined. Obviously, much more comfortable having it in the studio. It'd be even way bigger than the Douglas Murray versus Dave Smith one that he had. I think he had maybe some vax debates back in the day or something. But Joe Rogan hosted some big debates, and he'd be a good moderator. But I don't know if you guys are hip to this, or if you've seen this, but back in the day, Candace did go on and tried to make some claims to Joe Rogan, and he dismantled her. It was like probably one of Candace's worst ever moments.
She insisted it be at her home still, even after Rogan said he would come in on his off day to do the debate, and I would still give her the $300,000. You would think if she was actually trying to change the minds of normies and reach a new audience, that's where she would go, but sadly, no. After many rounds of negotiations and a new moderator stepping in who assures us it'll be fair, we came to an agreement. I went ahead and sent the $300,000, and it has been confirmed by her staff and to us that it has been sent.
Now, I was a little bit surprised to hear this, actually. A little bit surprised because maybe this was a part of the negotiations, that they had to send it first beforehand rather than after, because now I would have thought that there would be some sort of leverage there where you're like, all right, well, you're not getting paid the second half. You get paid the first half, and then we'll put it in writing, and then the second half you get paid if the sort of format of the debate is actually, adhered to. But perhaps she wouldn't do it unless it was all paid up front.
I am going to clear the air on a few things. I wasn't some Charlie Kirk fanboy. In fact, I had and still have my disagreements with him. But I always thought TPUSA did way more good than it did harm to the conservative movement.
Yeah, and we've even had this conversation many times, even live. If you guys go back on the extravaganza over the years, you can see us having this conversation. Even, before Charlie Kirk's passing, we'd have these chats about TPUSA and how, more good than bad, doing good stuff on the college campuses, weren't really into the FemCon stuff that was happening, the big tent conservatism, but, definitely more good than bad. And I was always, you guys all know this from me as well. I've covered Charlie Kirk's videos many times on my channel. And there were times where I found him a little bit simpy, and I'd, criticize him for being a little bit of a simp. But overwhelmingly, it was always positive. And those of you guys who have watched my channel for a while would know that.
But I will never forget the series of TikTok invasions I did post.
All right. So Rach is in the chat here. Let me get rid of this keyboard. It's so annoying. And Rach says, they negotiated and signed a contract with multiple stipulations, one of them being that Candace is obligated to return the money if the debate doesn't happen or if she does not meet the obligations on her end. Okay, cool. Well, that's good. At least there's a little bit of sort of leverage there, so she can't just sort of stonewall and filibuster the whole entire debate and then, take the money and run.
Charlie's death, only to watch the lunatic left laughing and mocking and having the time of their lives watching the spiral of chaos that came after. It was enraging, to say the least.
And we still see it to this day, right? But that doesn't catch the ire of these people. What's caught the ire of these investigators is TPUSA and Erica and the likes. It's not all of the people who are just constantly celebrating it. Like every single week I see new clips of these leftists who are coming up. I saw, young Bob had one last week, and there was another one I can't remember just recently a few days ago, where these leftists are coming up to these people who are doing, it was young Bob, and then there was also that Kirsten Hawkins girl, the one who does the anti-abortion stuff. Someone came up and said, Charlie Kirk this, Charlie Kirk that, like mocking the fact that he was killed and saying, well, I'm not saying that that's going to happen to you, basically insinuating that that's also going to happen to her. Someone ran past young Bob's microphone and was saying, they got Charlie Kirk, they got Charlie Kirk. This sort of stuff happens all the time, and these are only the people who are brazen enough to come out and say it in public. The ones who are a little bit more tactful will be behind the scenes celebrating it, but then in front of the camera they'll be saying, oh, it's such a tragedy, we don't endorse political violence at all. Wink, wink. Hassan Piker is dancing about... Actually, I haven't seen Candace cover this really, but Hassan Piker is literally dancing on Charlie Kirk's grave. He's dancing to music, the the I Am Charlie Kirk song and this sort of thing. It's come up on Dean Withers' stream as well. At least Dean Withers is tactful enough to not openly celebrate it, but people are mocking him because he's not mocking Charlie Kirk. That is the atmosphere on the left. And if you guys were in any of those TikTok invasions or saw any of those TikTok invasions, that's what these people are like. So why, in God's name, why on God's green earth would we not be going for that target? I don't understand it. Like, I do, because it's more lucrative to do the whole investigation, you know, making a murderer Netflix documentary thing. But this is absolutely everywhere. It's pervasive, and these people don't even seem to care about this. And what does that tell you if they want Charlie Kirk dead? Sam Hyde said it the best, you know, when he was talking about Irina Zhurutska. He said, Irina Zhurutska is you. That is your daughter, you know. That guy who strangled the guy on the train, that's you. Anyway.
I know I'm not a very nice man. I get that. But I am a very kind man.
Smoky man bad.
I lamented many times to my wife how god-awful the family and friends of Charlie must feel about what happened to him after he died.
Can confirm, like, I was lucky enough to be taken in by the Wilsons for, gosh, like a month or so in Dallas. Luckily, I'm not doxing them anymore. Like a month over there in Texas. And, you know, they were very, very kind to me, very hospitable, you know. Rachel would often make me food, which I appreciated. And we had this conversation many times. Smoky Man would be having a smoky somewhere, and we'd be sitting, chatting, and we talked about this a lot because obviously this was just in the wake of Charlie's death in the months that followed Charlie's death. So we'd talk about these conversations a lot. We'd talk about these topics a lot. And this was pretty much the atmosphere of it.
Trying to find some new normal under intense media scrutiny, balancing duty and obligation with remorse, regret, and overwhelming sadness. My stated objective for my platform, The Crucible, has been unwavering, and I've never strayed from its goal. Destroy the left. Take them on everywhere on their own turf, outside their turf, at their events, in their safe spaces. Challenge them everywhere and destroy their ideas. Be unrelenting, never stop, and not one step back. This woman, Candace, has been terrorizing both the widow of Charlie Kirk and the organization he left behind. It's obvious her stated goal is to destroy the largest conservative college and high school outreach program currently in existence. Do I disagree with a lot of TPUSA ideas? I do. I would rather try to change them, though, than burn down the only organization in my lifetime to really get a foothold in academia, the thing conservatives have wanted for 60 years. In the following weeks, I will be relentlessly attacked from the Candace Owens cult for daring to put their leader to the question and for daring to question the questioners. I accept that as a side effect of challenging what has become a powerful industry of conspiracy peddling true crime nonsense, which has a sycophantic and cult-like following. They have been at it for days, going through everything they can possibly dig up about me to hurt me, as there is multitudes of millions of dollars on the line for these creators, and they will stop at nothing to protect their interests, regardless of the lives they destroy along the way. Many creators and private individuals have reached out to help.
So we're going to see this, guys. We're going to be going into the Brokeback Boys today. That's what I call them, the Brokeback Boys. And we're going to be going into their attacks. They're so country. They're big and country. I'm just going to tell you that, guys. They are the countryest of the country, okay? Big, tough guys, big, tough guy country boys, okay? They're on ranches, shooting guns, and they will not stop telling us about just how country and tough they are. But then they are doing this weird projection on Andrew where they're pretending that they're like acting like he's pretending to be a tough guy. And that's their whole MO. Anyway, it's too funny. The timeline of these guys, you're gonna enjoy this. We're also going to be going through some of the stories from yesterday. I put out the challenge for people to to put in some of their stories from in the comment section. We got some funny ones, so we'll be reading that out as well. But let's finish this off.
Help me with this financial burden, and they understand the fallout which is likely to come for me and my family for doing the right thing when it mattered the most. Now, to be clear, I have already sent Candace the $300,000 and fulfilled my end of the contract with her. If you guys want to help me in bearing that cost and help cushion the overwhelming attacks from her sycophants, here's where you can donate. Many of us are in this fight together, win or lose. Maybe I can do something to change its course for the entirety of the conservative movement. Promise made, promise kept. Thank you for your time.
All right. So let me just quickly update my bio here, guys. We're going to put in the Give, Send, Go link here. I'm going to copy the link address, put it in our bio, at the top of the bio there, so everybody knows just where to go if they want to donate to the cause. Obviously, handing over 300K is no small deal here. So put the donate here. Link. Okay, wow, that's not the link I wanted. Copy, just copy whatever that was, and not this whole big thing that you're copying here, YouTube. Sorry, guys, I'm still a tech genius. I want you guys to know that. Let me just, here we go. Here we go. Got it. Apologies. And we can see over here, let me get back into it. 3,000 already raised, all right? I'm going to send some myself when we finish stream. So that's the Give, Send, Go there, guys. That is the Give, Send, Go there. Now, let me quickly find something else that I wanted to talk about here. It's another big announcement that we've got. Sean Semenko posted this here, which is that Patrick Bet-David is officially moderating the Andrew Wilson versus Candace Owens debate. Now, I have had this verified, guys. I have got a source. I've got all the sauce, tomato sauce, barbecue sauce. I've got all the sauces, and this is true. It is Patrick Bet-David. I did call this yesterday. I was saying that Tim Gordon might have been a good one. We were talking about other potential moderators, and I just knew by the tone of Candace's voice when she mentioned the moderator that it was going to be Patrick Bet-David. So I had a hunch. The hunch was correct. Do we know what time the actual debate is going to be? They've got Candace Owens here looking like, we did it, Joe. Joe, we did it. Like Kamala Owens over there. Joe, we did it. That's what it looks like. Huge 50 comes in from Tagooch. Thank you very much, Tagooch. Says, what up, y'all? I'm excited for Candy vs. Smokey Man. It's going to be epic. Does anyone know who the moderator will be? It is going to be Patrick Bet-David, Tagooch. It is going to be Patrick Bet-David. That is official. Riot for 10 says, I just want everyone to take a moment and remember the 2016 woke tactics. Seems quite similar to Candy tactics. Also, same attacks on Wilsons from conservatives as their leftist enemies. The left-wing tactics here are actually just so unbelievably obvious. These people are lefties. They're using all of the Democrat talking points. They're using all of the left-wing attack vectors here. And it's basically just lefties and women, because women are just temperamentally lefties. And women just have an unbelievably hive-minded mentality when it comes to this sort of thing. They want to go with the grain, so Candace is their fearless leader. And that's what they're going to do. They're just going to go with whatever Candace says. I've heard lots of stories recently of Candace Owens being a really divisive force in a lot of relationships, like men whose wives or girlfriends are listening to Candace Owens too much, and it's actually, forming a divide between them, and they're just like, they have this blind allegiance to her where everything that she says must go. It's a very strange mass psychosis that's going on, but that's sort of what happens when women are too involved in politics, if I'm honest. This is kind of to be expected here. This is what happens when you have a masses of women who are just way too involved. That's why they shouldn't really be watching this sort of stuff. Shouldn't be getting involved in the cultural discussion, the cultural war, the politics. I'm sure there are some other stuff that they can be doing. Maybe support roles. Drunk Batman says, everyone can go debate and hit the like button. Donate and hit the like button. Wow. Good morning, Lord Jake. Good morning, the Maronite Aussie. And Moorhead said, smash that like. Good idea, Moorhead. Smash that like indeed. Great idea. So, yes, we're dealing with a lot of the cultists. It's like, you ever seen the scene in Lion King when Mufasa dies? Oh, gets me every time, guys. One of my favorite movies as a kid. Gets me absolutely every time. And the herd is running over the hill and they can hear it and the ground starts stomping. That's essentially the barrage, the force that was unleashed with Candace Owens. You know? All of these uneducated, bored women running over the hill and you're there, about to get stomped out. But will PBD allow Andrew to smoke his cigs? Well, no, it's going to be at Candace's studio, as she requested. Joseph sent 10. Thank you very much, Joseph. Appreciate that. And Miss D said, I'm just a silly Aussie housewife working out of her kitchen. What a time to be alive. Now smash the like, you ninjas. Yeah, it's funny because a lot of the women who are on the other side of this, who are criticizing Candace, generally tend to have husbands who are more based, but the guys who are maybe a little bit more soft are allowing their women to run with this whole Candace investigation narrative. We've even seen that financial audit guy have a couple on, and the woman was going into all of her Candace Owens conspiracies, and the guy was like, yeah, I know, she's been watching a lot of this shit. I don't know what to do about it. Not good, guys. Not what you want. Not what you want. All right, should we get into the Brokeback Boys here? Let's start with this one. Okay, we got Nate Valhalla. Actually, you know what? We'll start with... we'll start with this one up here. Wait here. This guy. Heavy duty country. Heavy duty country. I'm big and I'm country. They want you to know, guys, that they are big, they have tattoos, and they are country. Okay? Just to let everybody know what we're dealing with here. Now, when we talked to even Riot's chat before, these people are just lefties. They're just essentially lefties. They use lefty tactics. They use all of the personal attacks. They don't go after ideas at all. They don't know anything about these people. They don't know how to conduct proper research into their opponent. Okay? All they know how to do is just get clips out of context, play them, try and insult them and say, and by the way, I'm country. I'm country and I'm big and I can fight you, okay? I'll beat you up. Okay, cool. That's a gay man, by the way, in case you didn't notice. But we'll get into that.
All right, folks. So Candace Owens is going to be debating this guy, Andrew Wilson, on the Charlie Kirk scenario. And the other day, I invited Andrew on my show. And after seeing how he is online, what a horrible attitude the guy has, just kind of seems like he hates his life. Nope, I said offer retired, but I will come on your show. He hits me up and says, I have time in 30 minutes. Mind you, I'm driving down to the coast of Texas for a vacation. And I say, great, bro. I will give you 30 minutes. And he said, no, I need 2 hours. And then I said, you know what? I'll give you an hour. No prep time for me. No, nothing. I was going to get on his live stream for an entire hour to debate him on this. And he didn't want to do it. So, Andrew, I just want to tell you, after you watch this, the offer is still there for 1 hour. I'm not going to sit on a live stream for 2 hours while you chain smoke cigarettes, drink beer, and filibuster the whole time because you don't have any good points against mine. As far as I know, Candace is going to be debating this guy, so why don't we get to know him? Really, really solid alpha male. No, my opinion of Andrew is that he is a complete fraud. He has coined himself as this alpha male while being skinny fat, not being...
Guys, let me just tell you right now, in case you haven't noticed, this whole entire video is literally pure projection. The whole entire video is pure projection. He's coined himself as this big alpha male. Never happened. You made it up. That has never happened. Meanwhile, a bloke with the name Heavy Duty Country. Can we see the photo? Look at this. Holy smokes, ladies.
All right, folks. So Candace Owens is going to be in Texas for a vacation. I was going to get that really fat, not being in the physical condition to protect.
Wait. I just need to quickly, guys, go and find it. Give me one sec. This is necessary right now. I was going to get into it. Later, but we have to get into it right now, actually. Okay. This is who we're dealing with here, guys. Okay. This is who we're dealing with. Okay. Now, Andrew Wilson is claiming to be some alpha male, apparently.
What the hell is even that?
What the? Okay, we'll continue. How far right are you? So far right. How far right are you? Oh, so far right. So far right. Why are white men becoming so radical? You must live under a rock. Look at my biceps. Okay, Andrew Wilson is the one claiming to be an alpha male here. Okay. Whoa, what have we got? More bicep shots. I'm fixing a car. I'm fixing a car with my biceps. Okay. We can't play any of the sounds here, guys, because we'll get copyrighted. Okay, maybe there's a normal video at some point. Let's see what else is next. Whoa, there we go. I'm lifting something up with my biceps. Wait, let's go again. What was he even lifting? I don't know. I'm on my ranch. Okay, gym selfies. Gym selfies, guys. I mean,
You are gay.
I don't really trust men with gym selfies. And whoa. There's a party going on and all the boys are invited here, guys. Bup. There's a party going on and the boys are invited. More biceps, McBiceps. Me and my Stetson hat. Because I live on a ranch and I'm country. So guys, that's what we're dealing with here. Okay? That's what we're dealing with here. But let me just reiterate for you. Andrew's the one trying to be an alpha male. Okay. And I'm calling him out.
The butterfly. And if you don't believe me, he couldn't open a fucking olive jar. Alpha male.
Shit.
Alpha male.
Come on, you can do it.
Put it right side up.
You can do it. You got this.
All right, bro, I can't do it. Here.
Oh yeah, make fun of her.
This is a little immature, no. For
Hey, the guy
$1,000.
sent $1,000.
Yeah, but it seems slightly immature.
It's all fucking
It's just
slick
for,
now.
It's a little,
See, it
little fun.
is.
I gotta grip it.
Uh-oh, Andrew. If you can't open it either.
Well, your hand greased the whole top of it.
My hand are fine. Here, high five.
It
My
literally-
shoes are slow.
It's like, feel it. Isn't that greasy?
It was like that already. Oh my god.
No,
here
it
goes.
wasn't. You greased the top.
Use your
Oh my
shirt.
Jesus,
Use your
Andrew.
shirt,
If you can't open the olive jar, you cannot
Here,
blame my
while we're doing
hand.
olive jar.
The arguments, guys, are being dismantled before our face. Okay? The video is about Andrew debating Candace Owens. And guys, guess what they went for? the olive jar. But we'll have you know that he is big and country and biceps, and he could open the olive jar, just to let you guys know.
You're so strong, you should open it.
Yeah, I got to be able to grip it.
Okay, we'll grip it. Let's go.
Come on.
Slippery.
We need an alpha male Aussie to come in there and open it.
Can't even do it with a shirt.
Grab me a paper
We
towel
need
so
an
I can
alpha
dry the
Aussie
top
in
of
there.
it off.
Oh man, what an alpha
Everyone does me dirty, like they just chops me out, whatever.
male. My God, what do you do at home when your kids want a Capri Sun? You can't even jam a straw in there. Let's move on to his.
Sorry, what?
What do you do at home when your kids want a Capri Sun? You can't even jam a straw in there.
Okay, good one.
Let's move on to his debate tactics. And then what I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to give Andrew a couple of points on the Fed slop narrative that are so outlandish.
Honestly, when I saw this video, I had it sent to me, and I was like, wow. I mean, I thought it was the Nate Valhalla guy, but I found out it was another one. These guys are like carbon copy clones of each other. I love people like this in the chat. Used to really enjoy Rattlesnake TV. Now, not so much. Well, you're here, aren't you, William? So keep watching, bitch. Good boy. Good boy.
And I would love to hear why he believes them. So for those of you who don't know, Andrew is a
Ops in the chat, that's all. Never seen you in my life, buddy. Never seen you in my life. You obviously didn't enjoy it that much.
Proclaimed debate master. He's a master debater. And from what I've seen, you ain't shit, bro. You came up debating OnlyFans women. Women who have chose a path in life of sex work because they're probably not intelligent enough to do anything else.
Really? Not intelligent enough? Because I seem to recall a lot of women who were, you know, had all sorts of university degrees and had been lawyers and everything. And what's wrong with that? They're just choosing the life for themselves. Look at this face, by the way. Okay, so a common libel that you'd hear not from somebody who has a large YouTube channel, but this is the sort of libel that you'd hear from a random Karen online, somebody who's just been introduced to the Crucible, seen some sort of clips going viral. Oh, he only debates OnlyFans. I seem to recall last year being at DebateCon and watching him debate a PhD Muslim, one of the foremost Muslim debaters in the entire world, and coming up with one of the most original arguments that went viral across the internet. And then I seem to recall him then debating Dick Carrier, Richard Carrier, the Dick Carrier, the next night, who's one of the foremost intellectual atheists out there. I don't know, like maybe I have amnesia, guys, but that's what I seem to recall happening. But big country over here. Yeah.
And you think you're some great debater because you did well against people like that? I think it would be weird if you didn't, but I also think 99% of the population would do fantastic against these people. But the one time or one of the times where you actually met a chick who had a fantastic point to be made, what did you do, Andrew? You turned into a child because you have no emotional maturity. Your frame completely broke. Then you tried to switch it back to something small, like you always do in your debates when you can't win the conversation. This is pathetic.
Well, I'll try to rephrase this. I'm going to reframe, and I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I will never be able to convince you of my worldview.
You won't.
After a 5-6 hour debate, this is where it wound up. Circles and circles and circles of this.
Helix sniz.
Going back and forth about all of these different arguments. I don't even remember what they really talked about, but it was an absolute demolition for hours upon hours. This degenerate leftist who thinks she's a man, thinks she's trans or something like that. And then eventually this is where it gets to. But this guy is too busy making TikToks about his biceps to look into the details of what's going on here. Must have clips. Before we get there, Silly Housewife Tax, appreciate that. Darth O'Mass with a big 100, appreciate that, brother. says, just finished watching Candace's stream. She's doing her best to poison the well. She insinuated he is part of a group of men who are secretly being controlled by TPUSA. He all of a sudden just came into money and that she's conceding to all of his demands. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I mean, you just have to look in, like, guys, honestly, someone pointed this out yesterday. I can't remember who it was, but someone pointed out that maybe it was Miss D, actually, who messaged me, who said that she was sending me clips from Candace's thing and just been like, she could have researched this and come up with the answer for this in 5 seconds. But instead, she does this thing on her show where she says, guys, I need you all to help me with this. We need to do like some sort of like crowdsourcing. And then all the like the wine mum sleuths then get on their little researching. Oh, I'm going to send Candace an email and maybe Candace will acknowledge my existence. You could have just researched, but she does it intentionally. We need your help with this, guys, to make everybody feel like they're a part of the investigation. They're solving a murder. So cringe. It's so obvious. Such pandering to such a low IQ audience, but that's what happens. Moorhead said, do people not realize that most blue-collar guys who look like Andrew will kick your ass? I think Andrew's industrial mechanics background doesn't get enough appreciation. True. Boomer Slayer says, please do that tough American accent again. My tough American country accent. I do lots of TikToks, and when I do the TikToks about how far right I am, I make sure my biceps are in there so everybody can see I'm big and I'm country. Was that good enough for you? Go support the Wilsons. They're doing the Lord's work, indeed. He's so country, he cuts his sleeves off his T-shirts and eats corn the long way. I'm so country, I sleep with the lights on. Me and my bros in the pool, me and the boys in the pool on a summer vacation. Oh, we are so country right now. Dragon Fist Fez for 20. Can't wait for the Andrew Candace debate and the seething that will come after. Oh, yeah. Red Fox for a big 50 says, this is such a low-tier BS talking point. I know everyone here knows Andrew Wilson is a logician. I literally have watched him put informal argument into standard form and critique the invalid structure. It's seriously impressive. Yeah, that's what he does. He's not a tough guy. He's not an alpha male or anything like that, okay? He's not a tough guy or an alpha male or anything. He's a logician and a debater, okay? And that's why these people don't want to attack those points.
I know. But the reason is not because I'm not a great orator or I don't make good points or I haven't said things which should be compelling to a person. But Charlie, I just think honestly you're too fucking stupid to understand them.
So Andrew, can I sell you on my...
See, this is also the thing before I get further. Andrew talks in a way to where he acts like an internet tough guy, but I can promise you he's not going to talk to a man like this in person. It gets worse though. But this chick...
I don't know if these guys see the contradiction or see what's happening here when they're making these sorts of videos. Maybe they don't, but it's the constant posturing as a tough guy that he's doing. That's his whole shtick. It's his whole MO here. I am tough guy. I am country. My biceps on ranch. Me doing jobs around the farm. Okay? And then projecting that onto, just, I don't know, maybe he didn't think about that when he was making the video. I'm not sure.
Absolutely fucking cooks him.
In my worldview?
Yes.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you
under
you lick sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
Great comeback.
What is that?
You're a fucking dyke. Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your stupid bitch mouth.
Your wife with the 3 baby daddies.
Insult for insult. Equal rights, equal lefts, baby. But what's he saying? She's a woman, so he can't do that? If you attack my family, I'm going to insult you back. Yeah, if you're being a stupid bitch. Sorry. And she does lick sneers.
I just say,
Your
Dyke?
wife with the three
Sorry,
baby
I'm sorry,
daddies?
Dyke. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking?
Do the men that you try to...
Do the women that you try
show
to?
your hatred
Do
against
you the
Fucking
women that
child.
you try
convince
to?
them that they shouldn't,
You know,
like,
Charlie, did I
pursue
bring
women? Do they know
Charlie?
that
Did
your
I bring
wife
your
is 5
family?
years older?
Did I bring any of your
You
family
called me
into
fucking
anything?
stupid.
Did I
You
say
called
anything
me
Quickly,
about
why not?
your family being
Why
stupid?
not?
Charlie?
Oh, so now you have lines that you don't cross, right? So she brings up a good point, especially with you being a guy who talks shit to OnlyFans women about their sexual promiscuity, about their choices in life, about them having no future thinking in terms of, well, maybe a man isn't going to like this. But then when a chick brings up the fact...
So I genuinely think that this guy still thinks that Andrew's some sort of a red pillar. That his research was that cursory, that he thinks that Andrew Wilson tries to pose as some sort of a red pill alpha male who makes a career on shitting on OnlyFans girls. I genuinely think that that's who he thinks that he is.
that you married a woman with 3 different baby daddies, instead of giving your reason, like, oh, hey, yeah, maybe she changed her ways. Maybe she made a couple of mistakes and I fell in love with her and that's what I wanted to do. I would never do that. But instead of being an adult, instead of actually having a debate, which this is a very fair question to ask somebody who just sits and
Not a
judges.
fair question. It's a personal attack. It's once you've lost the debate so badly over multiple hours, you personally attack someone. But these people are lefties, guys. Make no mistake about that. All of these tactics, all of these smear campaigns and everything, they're just lefty tactics. So big gay country over here, he's just a lefty. And all he's posting on his Instagram, how far right are you? You're not far right at all. You're a lefty, okay? You're a lefty and you're a white knight. That's what you are.
Is women all day, you turn into a fucking child. There's no other way to say it. You turn into a child, you get defensive, and Andrew, you probably understand psychology a little bit. When someone gets extremely offended when somebody brings something up, why do you think that happens?
I don't know, big country. Why are you getting so offended right now? Really not a very high IQ video, this one. I don't know, big country. Why are you getting so offended and indignant right now? Why? I'd love to know.
Let me put it for you like this, Andrew. If you were to call a rich guy broke, do you think he's going to get mad or do you think he's just going to laugh at you and say, what an idiot? Probably the latter. If you call a fit guy fat, what do you think he's going to do? Oh, wow, okay. You're struggling in the brain department today. But with a question like this, your reaction says that you actually feel bad about it. You actually identify with the stuff that she's saying and you're embarrassed. You're just too weak to admit it. And now your wife is fighting in the fucking comments on Twitter. Oh, that's not what happened. I wasn't sexually permitted.
You'll notice throughout the course of this, guys, that what's happened here is that these sort of, like, I don't know what you'd call them. I'm just calling them the Brokeback Boys, okay? The Brokeback Boys have really sort of grifted on the Candace Owens train. Nobody knew who they were or anything before this, and they've started grifting on the investigation train. They've realized, probably through YouTube demographics, through comments and all these sorts of things, that the audience that are coming over and actually subscribing to their channel and interacting with their channel is largely female. So they have to do this female-coded messaging all of the time. Well, he's just a weak man, and I would never talk to a woman like that. How could you talk to a woman like... Okay. Bro. What's with all of the white knighting? Can you make an argument against his arguments? Or is it just going to be white knighting the whole time? What are we doing here? I would never talk to a woman like that. That's essentially what they're doing over here. And it's like, he must be insecure. Let me translate what he's saying right now. She said that to him and she clapped back. She really cooked and he's just mad because he's insecure. Where have I heard that before?
Promiscuous, all this stuff. Okay, great. But for me, if you're not embarrassed, if you're fine with it, there's nothing to explain. That's just your life. This is why you ain't shit on debating. When somebody actually has a good point, you filibuster.
And all the women are going to be in the comments. Oh my God, this is what a real man looks like. They'll give him a little pat on the head. Oh my God, such a real man. Every time I Every time I pause this, by the way, it gets more and more, it's more and more wrist flicky, if you will. Great to see the man DPG in the chat. Says there's only one thing Himothy here, guys. Only one. Sup, Jake? Hope you're well. You too, bro. Good to see you, DPG. Original Vintage says, I debated Andrew briefly on Speakeasy and he was nothing but good faith. Have a lot of respect for him. These leftists will go after his family, do so because they can't contend with facts and logic. Yep, pretty much. AZ says, why do they keep saying 3 baby daddies when it's not true? A baby daddy is when they're not together anymore. Look, a baby daddy is like, promiscuous, sort of like we all know the culture where that comes from, where the term baby daddy comes from. But it's not from having long-term relationships. Like if you married a woman who was previously married and previously had children with another man, you wouldn't say, oh, that's her baby daddy. You say, no, that's her ex, okay? It's not from like a one-night stand or something. Andrew is not a man. Andrew would let people denigrate their wife on one of the largest platforms. Yeah, exactly. Guys, if you want to be a man, let people devalue your wife. Defending your wife's honor is not manly. Exactly right. He literally talked tough to Wes Watson to his face. Yeah, that's a good point. Wes Watson is probably about the size of these guys as well. And that was a man, and that was in person. Good point. Jake, are you actually American? Your accent is just dead on. Thank you, Eiley. I mean, I was seeing some people saying that my accent wasn't so... People making fun of my accent in the comments. And I didn't appreciate that because I thought my accent was pretty spot on. High Plain says, is that Wes Watson's prison boyfriend? Maybe. Maybe.
You deflect, you get defensive, you get angry.
So all projections so far, guys, no ideas actually attacked or contended with whatsoever. It's just all the clips circulating. It's the clips. It's the Ulick Sniz clip. It's the olive jar clip. I mean, what's next? Is it going to be the Oliver clip? Is it going to be the Oliver clip?
Like a fucking 5-year-old. And I honestly feel embarrassed for you. But there's more, folks. What about when he talked to Owen Schroyer? Pretty wild take here.
Can you tell me all of the downsides of Donald Trump?
So I'm sure this is tiring. This is tiring, having to dismantle all of these points. I'm sure that this guy went and watched the whole debate, right? And he understands all of the context of the debate, and he understands the critique that Andrew's leveling right now. I'm sure he does.
Files in the Middle East.
First of all, do you know every single person? Were those schoolgirls?
It's institutionalized in the Iranian
No. We're the 200 schoolgirls.
We want to make sure that they're alive so they can get raped. But that aside.
And you call yourself a Christian. See, there are certain things that Christians just don't say. That would be one of them. You're making a joke. It's better for these schoolgirls to be dead so they aren't raped. Outstanding. Wow, bro. Wow, dude. Outstanding debate. Outstanding points. My God. Where do I learn? Where can I learn? Oh, you actually...
DebateUniversity.com. DebateUniversity.com. Actually, seriously, buddy, I would recommend it. DebateUniversity.com. Would seriously recommend it. Okay, so we're not going to belabor this point too much because I think that pretty much everybody in the chat knows what happened here. We went through this extensively. We covered the debate and everything. I'm probably a little bit more conspiratorial, probably a lot more conspiratorial about the Epstein stuff than Andrew. But we went through it, and the critique here is that the Schroyer crowd and the people who are always talking about Epstein and everything, they're really worried about the cabal of pedophiles, okay? They're saying something needs to be done, people need to be arrested. Iran and these countries have institutional pedophilia within the country. So he's trying to test the logic, okay? It's an internal critique of Owen's position, trying to test the logic. If you care about this over here, you should care about this over here. What's next?
Sell a course. You taught a course to TPUSA. My God, I bet they really got their money's worth. Holy fuck, you were a legend, dude. Points like this? My God, dude. But then...
Gosh. Yeah, well, this one hits hard, guys.
When somebody asks you why you married a chick with 3 baby daddies, when you sit on a podcast all day and judge women for sexual promiscuity, you turn into a child. I would say you have 0 principles in your life. 0. And you may fool the unintelligent, but anybody who has a fucking brain.
You are literally retarded, bro. Like, just to put it simply and plainly. When these people talk about fooling the unintelligent, I mean, you've been literally psyoped by a big left-wing trap. This is somebody who is an expert at putting out, and you say, you're on your Instagram here talking about how far right you really... This guy is somebody who's put out some of the best arguments to the ether for everybody to use. You probably use them without even knowing it, okay? And there's a reason why the left want him destroyed and are always trying to circulate these clips. That's because they want him out of the way. They don't want somebody who's constantly putting out these arguments into the ether for people to use. And you've been psyoped by it. But worse than that, you haven't even gone and watched everything in its context. You haven't even watched these debates. You are the unintelligent person that has been psyoped, okay? You are the dumbass who, basically just eats up these points and takes the out of context clips and is just led by the nose. Like, bro, do some serious advice. Go and watch these things in the future. If you ever want to critique somebody's position, and if you see clips going viral, I mean, if it's just clickbait and if it's just attention that you want, then sure, do it, whatever. It doesn't really matter anyway. No one really cares what you think anyway. But some honest advice, okay? Go and watch these things in their full context and try and have a sober-minded approach to the debates that you're critiquing and to the moments that you're critiquing. It would help you be a better thinker. Instead of coming on here and saying, well, the unintelligent people won't you are the unintelligent person who doesn't understand. Anyway.
See straight through your shit. Straight through it, bro. And you know. How about when Andrew Wilson said that rape is not bad for the victim as long as they have an orgasm? You heard me right.
This is just TikTok brain stuff, guys. Like, I don't really know that there's much that we can do to convince these people, to help these people, to save these people from the malaise that they're in of watching clips and formulating their worldview and opinions on people and on subjects based on clips. But I think that, there's a few in the chat here that are... There's a few Timmies in the chat, which is to be expected. It's been happening a lot recently, which makes things kind of entertaining, actually. But the vast majority of you guys who are in the chat right now will probably understand at least the context of what's going on here, because you guys are interested in debates, you're interested in long-form content, which is why you're able to sit through multiple hours of streams and of going over things in rigorous and exhaustive details and 3-hour-long debates and blood sport debates and modern-day debate type scenarios and Oxford debates and these sorts of things. So you'll understand that there's different tactics that are leveraged in debates, and that one of them, if you're trying to explore the person who you're debating, if you're trying to explore their logic, you'll do an internal critique, all right? And then you'll use rhetoric to complement the logical point that you're trying to make. And that's obviously what is going on here. But this guy doesn't understand that because he watches TikTok and he watches clips and then he formulates his opinion, like monkey see, monkey do, donkey pull cart sort of stuff. That was an accident, but it was necessary.
Right. Like, grape is bad for certain people.
No.
For certain people.
No, it's bad for everyone.
No, it's only bad for certain people. Here,
Andrew.
like, there's women, you agree, who have orgasmed during essay.
That has nothing to do with the essay.
Bro.
That is...
So, I don't remember exactly the point that was being made here, but we did cover this in a long-form live stream, like when it happened. But Oliver was making a point that some things are only bad for certain people, and then Andrew used a really extreme example to say, well, then with that logic, you would then say that grape is only bad for certain people. Is it possible that somebody enjoys it? Is it possible? And in the realm of when you're actually trying to like discern semantics, the word possible does a lot. So, I mean, it's an internal critique of Oliver's position, which is actually the kind of funny and ironic part here, because that's the logical conclusion of Oliver's position, which Andrew is trying to counter with this internal critique. He's saying this is where your worldview leads. But big country hasn't quite gotten that far yet.
Nothing to do with whether it's essay. Are you kidding me?
Bro, I didn't say whether or not it's essay. I said during essay.
What does it have to do with anything?
Well, bro, if that's the case, right? Then
how can you be so dumb to not tell that he's being sarcastic and using rhetoric here. I don't know.
Is it bad for them?
Yes.
Why?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because there are overriding harms than just orgasm. I'm not saying that's not the case. What?
Perfect. So then here's the case then. The case is like when you say for some people, right? The reason you keep saying that is because even though it's the vast overwhelming majority of people, you want to like create this little minutia outlier, right? Is it logical?
I didn't even realize this because I haven't seen this clip in so long, but it's actually obvious. Because it's yes, it's clipped really bad faith, but he's obviously just switched from the internal critique to then saying, well, this is your position. But this guy just, nah.
Possible that there's ever been a woman who's been essayed who'd enjoyed it?
I am not going to.
Can you answer my question?
No.
Is it logically possible?
I'm not ascribing anything to that.
Do you think there's ever been a single woman who's been essayed and has enjoyed it?
I'm not going to answer the question.
He agrees to it in the debate.
The question.
I'm not going to answer the question.
But because then I can't say some people.
I'm not going to answer whether women enjoy.
This is sick behavior. Like legitimately sick behavior. You saying that people enjoy it because they've had an orgasm during it is probably one of the dumbest things ever. If you hit a spot enough, sometimes it's uncontrolled, but it becomes essay.
What? Wait, what?
You hit a spot enough, sometimes it's uncontrolled.
What the fuck? Bro went one step further. What? What? Hold on. That's so you not only agree, but you went one step further and you did like the depiction of it. What? Holy shit, guys. I feel sorry for these people sometimes.
Behavior. This is sick behavior. Like legitimately sick behavior. You saying that people enjoy it because they've had an orgasm during it is probably one of the dumbest things ever. If you hit a spot enough, sometimes it's uncontrolled. But it
Jeez. All right. Well, that wasn't even in the scope of the debate. That was not even in the scope of the internal critique during the debate. But, I mean, big country, Buddy went one step further, okay? We weren't going to take it there. You took it there, okay? That is sick behavior.
It becomes essay because they don't want to fucking do it, you idiot. Oh, did they enjoy it? Well, if they wanted to enjoy it, they would have agreed to it. Like, these are actually debates this guy had. If they wanted to enjoy it, they would have agreed to do it. It would no longer be essay. My God, bro. Holy shit.
Fuck. Big brain stuff there, guys. Big brain stuff there. Jeez, honestly.
What the magic is. I'm so glad to see that.
So glad to have seen that. Thank you for that insight. Jordan said, a big country and his brethren are just liberal simps cosplaying as people with values. They're creating content for women only. Yeah, no, exactly right. Exactly right. These people are just pandering to women. They know that the Candace audience is largely women. And if they don't do this whole like white knight, but I'm a real man, Andrew Wilson's not a real man, and I could beat Andrew Wilson up, and I would never talk to a woman like that. All the stuff that women want to hear. Whereas we're over here trying to basically get rid of those women who want to like talk to you about your tone and about what a real man does. And we're trying to get rid of them, okay? We have a lot of women who do watch the streams and watch the channel, but by and large, they're the vast majority of them would be married women who listen to their husbands and whose husbands are based. You know? Like Rachel, who says, Candace just left a comment under Andrew's video. We knew she wouldn't be able to help herself. I'll check it out after this. Emu War losing MFer. Hey, fake news. Fake news. Country mad because his sister broke up with him. Red Fox says, Jake, where did this guy get these counter arguments? These are all leftist hit pieces over the last year or so. This is an attack from the left. Yes, exactly right, Red Fox. And this is why these people don't realize that they are the useful idiots. They are the dumbasses who don't understand what's going on. I guess maybe we're just the Fed slop though, guys. I don't know. Maybe we're the bad guys. Jay Sol says, I refuse to believe that somebody is as stupid as this. I guarantee this is just him trying to bait Andrew into debating him on a big platform. Yeah. Yeah. These guys normally capitulate. There was that other fat guy who debated Andrew. I can't remember what his name is, but he's always making these videos, just doing this clip thing where he takes these, took these exact clips and made the videos about it. He's the guy with the beard, the fat guy. And he got on there and just basically stonewalled the whole time. It was one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen in my entire life. He's speaking from dropping the soap, says Moorhead. Dragon Fist for 10 says, this is like the girl not knowing you were steel manning her position on your last debate. Same thing. Yeah, pretty much. Cherry Blue says, good evening, my lord. I'll be one to say that listening to this bozo and so many others be so lazy about researching Andrew is mental essay. I demand money for damages to myself and others. Well, we'll organize your reparations. I don't know if I can really listen to this much more, though. It goes into his things about Tyler Robinson. Questions about Tyler Robinson. Let me ask a bunch of questions. Okay. Let's read this comment. Apparently Candace has commented under the video. Maybe Miss D can find me the comment and send it to me. What's the bet? She's already done it. No. No. Miss D. I mean, Miss D, like not reading my mind. Hello? Hello? Can somebody get an update on Miss D while she's not reading my mind? Normally that's in my inbox before I ask for it. Anyway. We'll get into the next stuff here. Nate Valhalla, one of my faves. One of my absolute faves. President Artard said, these guys make me want to get my tattoos removed and stop lifting weights. 10 from Maz says, I just went and checked the Heavy Duty Country video and the Crucible is in the chat doing work on people. Many deleted comments, of course, from these mud brains. Yeah. So, SO, shout out to the supine protoplasmic invertebrate jellyfish Papa Gut. Where is that?
What is it? Supine protoplasmic invertebrate jellies.
And Blaine says, Miss D, get better. Yeah, she needs to up her game, seriously. Honestly, Miss D should be putting that sort of stuff in my inbox before anybody even mentions it. Okay? That's just what I expect. That's what I've come to expect. All right, so this is funny shit, guys. This is funny shit. So we mentioned before that these guys are basically, their whole MO, what they do at the moment is just pretty much simping, okay? It's simping and it's white knighting. And it's, I've got my tattoos and my tank top and I'm country and I would beat up Andrew Wilson. Andrew Wilson's not a real man, I am. Women come and listen to me. And all the women are, oh my God, yeah. And then they just white knight for Candace, simp for Candace. And all the women come into their chat and tell them how much of a real man they are, okay? Listen, watch this video.
And good for Candace for saying, fuck off.
This is, the reason I've got it in this quality, I wanted to play this, even though it's not the best quality, is because it's a woman recording him and giving little sort of like commentary quips. Listen to this.
I'm not going to do that. Yeah, they're going to try to bully her. That's what they were going to try to do because they're little fucking pussies. All these people at Turning Point. Fucking cowards. All of them. And it's not... she's being... And again, this isn't the only person she's being attacked by. So here we go. Let's play this one. This one might get me in trouble. But that's fine. Let's talk about it. Because this just happened today.
In other news and emotional manipulation, Tim Pool was having some sort of a breakdown. I don't really know what it's about. I don't know why he's tweeting about me all the time. I hope he gets well. But But I do want to address this absurd point that he is making about why we shouldn't be speaking about Charlie Kirk's assassination. Take a listen.
You can come and you can burn everything I have to the ground, and I will happily live in a van down by the river. I don't care to be number one. I don't need to be number one. What I care about is what is true and what will help this country and what works. And she is a scumbag, okay? And she's getting worse every day. And she crossed the line. She continually crosses the line every day, insinuating that Turning Point literally killed the guy who made them all rich. And I hear this in the streets, and at a certain point, I'm like, holy we're gonna lose the midterms. We're gonna lose the midterms, then we're gonna lose in 2028, and it's because she's a piece of Because instead of saying, guys, let's come together and figure out how to work together, she says the stupidest retarded crap. And now everybody's running around divided and broken. For what reason? For literally what reason?
Okay. And Tim, I'm sorry if you see this, but I'm not going to let you verbally berate a woman. I'm not going to let you crash out and attack a woman who doesn't deserve it, by the way, like this. Okay? So let's fucking talk about this. Okay?
Now, look, do I agree with people like it crashing out? People are going to crash out and lose their tempers. It does sort of happen. Okay? It does happen. And when you've got a long show like Tim Pool does have a little bit of a temper problem sometimes. We've seen that. But where I take issue here is, let's not try, like, Candace is in the arena, okay? She's in the arena. She's doing her show. She's making all sorts of allegations and everything. Why don't you just critique his ideas instead of saying, well, I'm not going to put up with this crashing out over a woman. So what are you just a white knight now? Is that all you are? Just a white knight? And listen to the commentary. This is just too funny.
Take a little bit to talk about. First of all, there is nothing more fucking pathetic to me than the type of man, sorry, Tim, if you see this, but maybe you need to, because I know Tim. There's nothing more fucking pathetic to me than the type of man who will verbally berate and attack.
Men don't listen to this stuff, guys. Like, this is unbelievably female-coded, if you haven't noticed, okay? There's nothing more pathetic to me than the type of man that would verbally... yeah, it's a debate, okay? It gets heated sometimes. Sometimes you insult each other. Candace Owens, the only difference between her and Tim Pool is that she does it underhandedly. And I don't actually see that as worse than what Tim Pool's doing. At least Tim Pool is coming out and saying it with his chest. Candace does the underhanded, pursed lips stuff. All these accusations and insults and everything. She's done many of them to Tim Pool. I think the sort of more passive-aggressive stuff is actually worse. At least he comes out and he just says it with his chest, what he thinks. I would rather somebody just say, Jake, here's what I think of you. Boom. Than somebody come out and be like, doing all of the passive-aggressive stuff. I can't even emulate it.
And curse at a fucking woman.
Thank
Whether
you.
you agree with what Candace has to say or not, that is some beta shit.
Thank you,
and
Nate.
I'm sorry I have to do this, but because of this response, this is what we're going to do. We're going to show you who Tim Pool is. Here's me and Tim together with Jared Taylor. I'm fucking two of Tim. Let's take a little look.
Yes, Nate. Nate, yes. You're a big guy. Such a big boy. Such a big boy. Listen to the woman in the background. Oh my God, yes, Nate. Oh my God, tell him. Tell him, uh-huh. Tiring.
Let's take a look.
This is the type of beta shit. This is the type of man. So, and again, sorry, Tim, if you see this.
I'm going to make sure he sees it.
This is the type of little beta boy bitch shit that verbally berates women on the internet.
That's right.
You'll never fucking catch me doing this. You see this? This is me. I'm two of this guy. I can snap you in fucking half in a second.
You should.
Okay. So why don't you fucking calm down a little bit, Tim, with the attacking women on the internet.
Thank you.
And bring it back down to reality before you embarrass yourself. Okay?
Too late.
Okay?
I would sooner completely shut down my YouTube channel than have an audience of these women. Okay? And this is why we do everything possible to discourage these people from coming into our chat. Okay? If they come in, we'll make fun of them for a little while. Okay? But these sorts of live streams and everything are specifically not woman, wine, mum coded. The women who do watch this and who jump in the streams hate those chicks. Okay? I would rather go and find a nice little side hustle and live on a beach in Cambodia for $10 a day than have this YouTube channel and have that sort of an audience that I needed to white knight for and simp for. Okay?
Okay.
Let's take a little look again. Nate next to Tim. You're not a masculine. You're not tough guy. You're not a fucking tough guy, Tim. You're not. Stop fucking LARPing. Okay? And again, I like Tim. I don't think Tim's a bad guy. But I'm not going to let you verbally berate some fucking woman.
All right, so we get it, guys. He's a white knight, okay? He's going to come to our lady's honor. He's not going to let this happen. Not on his watch. But the plot thickens here, which is utterly hilarious, and you love to see it. Because our boy Nate here, he decided to go against them for one thing. And the one thing that he decided to go against them for, you'll see, is actually something that is reasonably honorable. I will say this. I have to give credit where credit's due, and I'm not just going to, do the thing that they do where they shit on them for absolutely everything regardless. This is actually kind of an honorable thing to do that he did here. And they came for him for this, which is really funny, and it shows why you don't want to cultivate this sort of an audience.
In my investigation into Mitch Snow, what I have found...
So remember this, guys. When this whole Mitch Snow thing was happening, Candace had Mitch Snow on his show, and he was saying that they were all at Fort Huachuca. He was exposed to be basically a con man. This guy, Nate, went and looked into this Mitch Snow guy, and he did not like what he found, so he's like, I'm not on board with this. And he counter-signaled Candace Owens, which is rule number 1 that you can never do. Okay? Watch this shit.
Is maybe one of the most horrific, appalling human beings I've ever come across. The amount of violence against women in his record, kidnapping, abuse, fraud. Oh, I have the proof. I have it all. I have all the documents. It's really, really, really bad. And I'll tell you this, regardless of how we feel about Candace, we're fans of Candace. I stand up for women, as does JD. Me and JD both have very staunch anti-abuse against women and children stances.
As do most of us, by the way. I mean, at least he's consistent here. But the consistency is what ends up biting him in the ass.
Hard line for both of us. I don't care who you are. If you platform and raise $130,000 for someone who has a visceral history of abuse against women, that's going to blow your guys' mind. I'm not going to allow that to happen. It's 1,000 times worse than any of you guys could have ever imagined. The stolen valor, the Fort Huachuca, well, we're going to debunk that. But that is nothing to this story. I'm actually horrified. I've talked to all of the victims.
Remember, this is the guy that Candace Owens said that she was going to palm off to Ian Carroll. She said, well, I don't know if I'm going to do anything with this Mitch Snow guy. I might give him off to Ian Carroll. And Ian Carroll, they're like, yes, master. Yes, master. I will take it, master.
I've talked to his entire family. I've talked to his children. His own son, by the way, who was an Army veteran, will be coming out and speaking publicly with us to explain to you how his father, what a con artist his father is. It is insane who this man really is. That is coming Friday. Now, we don't need to, and again, I'm pretty emotional about it, because listening to all of these victims, it's been rough. It's been rough. And again, I'm going to bring you every document, all the domestic violence files, all the court documents, all the military documents. We've got it all of it.
Do you think that Candace knows about this?
I hope not. And guys, this is what's really making me uncomfortable. If Candace knew this about this guy and decided to still platform him, I'm going to be horrified. I'm going to be absolutely horrified if she did this knowingly.
Uh-oh. He came for the queen.
Okay. This is just who he is as a con artist. We haven't even got into debunking the Fort Huachaka story, which we're going to do very easily, by the way. But yeah, sorry. And again, it's making me emotional because I've sat on phone calls with hours with his family members, his kids. And we're talking about a litany of women that have been abused.
It's also another thing that annoys me. I'm sorry, maybe I'm heartless, guys. Maybe I'm just heartless. But do we have to do the whole I'm so emotional, I'm going to cry thing? Can we not do that? This is sort of the thing that annoys me when you got these female podcasts, and every time they go into something that's like spurs emotions, they get really sad about it, and they have to tell you how sad they are about it and how much empathy they have and everything. You're a reporter and a broadcaster, okay? It's not your job to start getting emotional about everything. We get it. It's a bad thing that happened. But there are podcasters out there and people like was it the guys from Angel Studios or something, who literally, their whole thing is going and saving children from human trafficking, okay? And these guys will get on podcasts and they will succinctly give their whole story and what they've seen and everything without getting emotional and all that. And they've seen some of the most horrific things you've ever seen. They've witnessed it. But do we? Anyways, maybe I'm just heartless. Maybe that's what it is. Do we have to do the whole I'm sad about it thing? We get it. It's sad stuff. You're sad about it, okay? But guys, you come for the queen and you best not miss, okay? Because what we saw here was he counter-signaled Candace on Mitch Snow, which was a right thing to do. And let me say, guys, a noble thing to do, okay? If you're seeing this person come out as the bearer of evidence and of, this big revelation, and you look into it and you say, well, this guy's a con man. We should not be trusting this guy. The noble thing to do is to come out and say that, exactly. All right, I'm going to be consistent with my morals here, and this guy's not the one, okay? He did that, and oh boy, did he suffer the consequences, because the wine mummies, the internet sleuths, the Netflix drama ladies came for him. Look at this.
It hinges on one eyewitness's account of supposedly seeing Erica Kirk and Brian Harpool the day before Charlie Kirk's assassinated. There's no evidence of that. There's no pictures of that. There's no metadata of that. There's no nothing of that. The only thing we have is one person's eyewitness account. Now, if I can show you that this same person has a 30-year history of being a pathological liar, as proved by the courts, it actually does matter. Because what that means is, why would you, the viewer, believe someone who's got such a massive track record of proven lies, which I will show you. And guys, it's going to be all documents. These are not going to be my opinions. It's going to be all documents from start to finish. Okay? Here's what I want to say before we start the show. Obviously, Candace Owens fans are viciously attacking me before they've ever seen the episode. I'm not sure why. I'm not here to attack Candace at all. I have nothing negative to say about Candace. What I'm going to show you is how this.
You don't realize, though, you're already in too deep, Nate. You're already in too deep, Chief. It doesn't matter if you're attacking her, not attacking her, if you're refuting some of her points, and if you're counter-signaling her in any way. As people are learning, there is a whole entire cult of women who will come after you and try and tear you apart like a pack of hyenas. Could have told you this before, bud, but, you know, you went for it.
Person is a pretty good con artist. And I'm going to show you how he was able to dupe Candace Owens. I'm not blaming her at all for it.
Look at these eyes. Look at these eyes, guys. That shit is... You will break up with that and you get your car keyed. Look. He says Candace Owens got duped. Candace Owens doesn't get duped, guys. Look at this.
Oh.
Look at her eyes.
This person is a pretty good con artist. And I'm going to show you how he was able to dupe Candace Owens. I'm not blaming her at all for it. But he did.
That's blasphemy to these people.
Okay, so this is Nate
Tell us, Karen.
Cornachia. He's got a Valhalla podcast. And I heard he was calling out our girl Candace. I don't like it. It's giving paid actor. It's giving Fed slop. It's giving why are you so angry at Mitch and are you Tim pulling us? Did you take the money?
Now, guys. Notice this, guys. If you had any sort of questions whatsoever about the hive mind that we're talking about here, have a look at how much she copies Candace Owens' mannerisms here. She literally has watched so much of Candace Owens that she speaks exactly like her. She says the same things and has the exact same mannerisms. Look.
Okay, so this is Nate Cornachia. He's got a Valhalla podcast. And I heard he was calling out our girl Candace. I don't like it.
I don't like it. Where have you seen that before?
It's giving paid actor. It's giving Fed slop. It's giving why are you so angry at Mitch and are you Tim pulling us? Did you take the money? What are you so mad at? If y'all go and look at his podcast, which I don't recommend because it was very painful and I made everybody on my live go through it today and we were not loving life. He screams at you. He cusses at you. He's very estrogen heavy.
Oh, you live by the sword, you die by the sword, guys. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. The very guy who came out and defended thy lady's honor, okay? Defended thy lady's honor. I will not have anybody speak to women like this. Tim Pool, tough guy, I'll break you in half. I'm twice the size of you. He counter-signals the queen, and the hyenas come for him. And not only do they come for him, they're saying he's very estrogen heavy. Again.
He cusses at you.
And they're tone policing him. He cusses and he's estrogen heavy.
Go through it today and we were not loving life. He screams at you. He cusses at you. He's very estrogen heavy, emotional. I don't know why he's so angry at Mitch. He's trying to claim it's because of all of these court documents, but he has been very selective at picking out his court documents and his information to make Mitch look, to discredit him. And I think we've all seen how this plays out. Why do you need to discredit him? Military man. So apparently he was Green Beret, was part of Joint Fire Support, and eyes and ears for artillery. So, you know, gun heavy kind of dude. Then we have our boy Gary Melton of Paramount Tacticals that's like really going in on Mitch too. Guess what? He's another military man. So...
I haven't watched this, by the way, guys. I only saw the first few seconds of it. Hold on a second. I think I've got a clue. I've got such a clue. Wait for it. Wait for it, guys. This is very necessary right now. This is very necessary right now. Trust me. I need to make a sound. for this one. Wait for it. This is where we're at, guys.
Who would benefit most from two buildings disappearing?
Ooh. Oh, I just started getting a clue.
Really?
Yeah, I'm totally getting a clue.
Oh, that's giving me a clue. Yeah, I've got a raging clue right now.
Mine's pointing to the left.
Oh, Frank, seriously? I have such a raging clue right now? I think we better follow it.
Okay, let's follow your rage.
All right, we've got a clue. Hold on a second. The clue is cluing in my head right now. She's connecting the dots and realizing that Nate Valhalla and Paramount Tactical are both military. Egyptian planes, Mormon beekeepers, military. TPUSA, Frank Turek, military. They're in on it. We have new suspects identified, guys.
So, gun heavy kind of dude. Then we have our boy, Gary Melton of Paramount Tacticals that's like really going in on Mitch too. Guess what? He's another military man. So everything that happened with Charlie Kirk is giving military, and now we have these military men that are going hard on our very credible source, Mitch.
Very credible source. Who's literally been shown to have been lying because Brian Harpel was objectively not there on the day. He was in another state. Okay. Rhetorically Defected, apparently Rhetorically Defective has rated the stream, guys. If you have not checked out Rhetorically Defective's channel, you must, because the guy does some awesome videos. I pretty much watch them all these days, actually.
Apparently they want to blast into the past on everything going on in Mitch's life and cherry pick court documents of evidence of women that have been coming to him to give him eyewitness accounts.
So let me get this straight, Karen. What exactly is the problem with cherry-picking things about people's lives in order to discredit them and try and prove them to be liars? Hold it a second.
Oh, that's giving me a clue. Yeah, I've got a raging clue right.
I'm getting a clue, okay? I've got a clue here, guys. If there is such a big problem with picking people's lives apart and trying to discredit them and call them liars, then your girl Candy, yeah, I'm sure you guys get it.
Well, guess what you opened the door to, Nate? Honest Ashley. I don't like what you're doing. I don't like your little scheme. I don't like you telling me what I need to think. I don't like you cussing me out in your daggone little podcast. I don't like it. So I'm going to pick this.
This is so fake and performative. I can kind of tell that, like, just from looking at this, it looks like a performance. It looks like she's acting. It looks like she doesn't really speak like this in real life. And all of these little mannerisms, these little Candace Owens isms, she's been watching Guys, I've even noticed this to the point where I lived in London for 3 years, and I kept my Australian accent, obviously. I've been all around the world, but I keep my Australian accent. Maybe I get a little twang here and there of British, but for the most part, just fully Australian still. I noticed that the women would move over to the UK or whatever, and they'd have a British accent within like a year. They'd be having this fake British accent because they're so hive-minded. They have to emulate and mirror the things around them. They don't really have the independent thought. Look at Amy Dangerfield. I like Amy and everything. She's a nice girl, but the accent is like nails on a chalkboard because she's like tried to adapt to her surroundings and tried to have this American accent when she's Australian, and she's lived her whole life and was raised in Australia. You don't just lose your accent like that. And so this weird little hybrid that's going on, it doesn't sound great. If I could give Amy any advice, it would just be Aussie. Go back to the Aussie accent. The American stuff, not good. But yes, you can see this chick has adopted Candace's mannerisms. She's really trying hard to do it here. It's actually quite sad to watch.
Scheme. I don't like you telling me what. Honest Ashley. I don't like what you're doing. I don't like your little scheme. I don't like you telling me what I need to think.
It's literally what Candace says. I don't like it. I don't like what you're doing. Now you've encountered Honest Ashley. It's Honest Ashley. I'm honest.
I don't like you cussing me out in your daggone little podcast. I don't like it. So I'm going to pick this. I'm going to pick
Even that, so it's a Candaceism.
everything you're putting out apart a little bit. You know what I mean? Because you kind of made me feel some type of way. And we all know.
What is she like? Oh, it's so much worse than we can ever imagine, guys. It's so much more brutal than we can ever imagine. She even did the little black woman quip there.
Now apart a little bit. You know what I mean? Because you kind of made me feel some type of way.
Tell us more about how you feel. Because it kind of made me feel some type of way. I'm honest, Ashley. You made me feel some type of way. Dear me.
We all know our girl Candace cannot be fooled. She does her background work before she puts everything out, and we trust her. I don't trust you. I don't trust somebody screaming at me, giving me.
So this is the way that they actually think. She said that Candace Owens cannot be fooled. It's impossible because of all of the research. All the research that Candace Owens, she cannot be fooled. Jafash says, I just saw a thread post about UVU cancelling classes to hold a day of service in Charlie's honour. Someone responded with a hat on that says, I don't cry when Nazis die. It continues. I can send you a screen recording. Look, I mean, I don't deny it for 1 second. That's literally just what these people are like. So, yeah, thank you for the 20. I appreciate that. Look up Candace follower demographics. It says 65% are female and 35% are on HRT. Who's more dangerous, the wine mums or the wine mum simps? I don't know, guys, but together they are like a deluge of annoying, insufferable people. Who won the competition for best Andrew origin story? Mine was definitely better than the Die Hard one. Jeff, did you inbox it to me, or did I repost it? Because I've got like 4 or 5 of them here at the moment. So after this, we're going to go into that. After we're done with this story here. TJ says, I'm literally walking around the shopping store right now, laughing my ass off at the guy simping on Candace and telling him he can't talk about women like that. I probably look crazy right now. That happens to me often too when I'm watching these streams. If I'm ever watching Jim, Bob, or Jay or Andrew walking around. These guys remind me of people who you'd see in TikTok cringe clips. Boomer's like, yep. Big country boys. Any cantards want to come up and debate Jake? Oh, right. Why would you want to put me through that? Why would you want to put me through that, right? We're having so much fun just clowning on these people.
Tim Pool energy, Ben Shapiro energy, telling me who I need to denounce, how I need to feel, and what I need to think. I don't like it. I don't like your little sleeveless, tattooed, hand, spirit finger self telling me what I need to do and what I need to think. I don't like it. And I don't like you talking about Candace so much this way. I really don't. So I'm going to do a deep dive into all things our guy, our boy Nate, Mr. Valhalla. Everything that he's going into, because I think things that I've already found, I dove a little today. I mean, this is a late post and we went live earlier. I've already found some things, people. I feel like we've got some paid actors in our midst, allegedly. Again, this whole video is for entertainment purposes, okay? All right?
Johnny over here says psycho. Yeah. Guys, imagine you come home to this shit. Hey, honey, what have you been doing today? I tell you what I've been doing. I'm honest Ashley, and I've been investigating people online all day. I've been investigating Nate Valhalla all day today. Oh, brutal, guys. How'd your investigation go today, honey? Savage.
These court documents, I'm going to go as heavy as I can with very valuable paper documents, just like our boy Nate, who's showing how horrible our guy Mitch is.
Get to the point, lady. Far out.
Nate
We'll end the
talked
plane.
about on his podcast, we have a girl named Erin, we have a girl named Candace, and we have his current wife Linnea that she has not wanted to divorce him for the past 10 years, but apparently is a really big victim of his. If you're getting abused, why won't you divorce him? You know what I mean? It's all just giving ick. And I'm a woman. I kind of get women. And I'm like...
It's giving. I get women. Woman, McWoman, woman coded. Gosh. I can't believe... This is the biggest crime that has been committed here. It's introducing all of these women into this world. Like previously there were women. We had like the femcons. We had some gripes with that. But this has like now merged the conservative right-wing political discourse with the true crime women who previously like had hitherto no interest in this whatsoever because they were busy doing true crime stuff and bitching about their friends and stuff. But now they're all in this because they think they know everything because now there's a murder mystery on the table. And now we have to deal with them. This has been the biggest crime committed here.
Honey, you're giving ick. So I found this.
So sassy.
Y'all, the internet is free and the truth is free. You can go to this website right here and type our girls' names in, which I'll show you in a second, and all the court cases that match exactly what they've been doing to Mitch. They're all in here, and this is just for the state of Washington. Apparently, our girls have been very active in other states. Not Lene, not the wife, but our girl Erin and our girl Candace. They're
Don't care about the Mitch Snow stuff. Does she get into more?
Belle Massey, who seems...
Valhalla.
And this is just
Don't
from...
care about this.
Nate and Gary. You seem like some educated military men and things that go boom, right? So you had one job, Carl. You could do one thing credible with your background, and it would be to recreate someone being shot with a 30-06 from long range. I feel like that could be y'all's job. That should be your job. And if you can't recreate it, then maybe we should be deep diving into Fort Huachuca. And if you can, you could get rid of your boy Mitch that you don't like so much. Instead, the both of you, between 10 episodes, have been trying to do a smear campaign on Mitch, digging into his domestic violence background and cherry-picking his court documents. I think you need to refocus.
So what does this tell you guys? You come for the queen, you come for Candace, and oh boy, you even slightly counter-signal her. You counter-signal her about even one of her witnesses. The mummy sleuths are coming after you, and it is going to be relentless. And they're going to do all of the feminine attacks. He's estrogen, he's ick, he's gross, he swears too much. How does it feel? But you make your bed, you lie in it, guys. You make your bed, you lie in it. And who else is coming after him? Oh, that's right, Project Constitution. The number one dysgenic, absolute... I actually think on the internet right now. All right, this is what Project Constitution comes out and says about Nate after he counter-signals Candace. Exposed. Valhalla VFT, exposed as a massive hypocrite, attacks Candace for platforming abusers while his own wife was a stripper. Nate Valhalla, the retired Green Beret Valhalla channel, is going scorched earth on Candace for interviewing a whistleblower with a troubled past, alleged domestic abuse. He's demanding she shut down the GoFundMe, return the money to victims, and basically cancel the guy, all while claiming a moral ground on abuse. But hold up, receipts from 2017 show Nate's then-wife Brittany openly promoting VIP lap dances and private treatment at Club Rouge, a Portland strip club. She was posing in lingerie, champagne popping, full stripper promo mode. Nate's calling out Candace for associating with someone accused of mistreating women while married to a woman literally selling her body for cash in strip clubs. Talk about hypocrisy. And the rumors? Old comments accused Nate of a lavender marriage, cover for closeted gay bi lifestyle. Pics from 2017 show him super touchy with trans gay friends, arm around waist, looking like he's about to kiss one who's a known drag queen. Portland Pride parades, Halloween couples costumes, wife making out with women by vibes, and him heart reacting to gay accusations. Plus his dad, Peter Stephen Kornakia, is a longtime government lawyer in Springfield, Oregon, I think that is. Motive for attacking Candace when she digs into deep state Fort Huachuca stuff? ? Nate preaches zero tolerance for toxic men, but his circle and past say otherwise. Judge for yourself. Screenshots attached. All right. And this is what he posted, guys. Come join me for VIP treatment at Club Rouge. Uh-oh. Get rid of the sound. Okay. Right. Lavender marriage, gay, liked by the author. Okay. Do you guys pose with your friends like that? Normally you have your arm over your boy's shoulder like that. Just fucking, you fucker. Like Ricky Gervais. Hey, you noogie elbow. Hand around the waist. That's an interesting one. Okay. With rainbow flags and... Okay. Interesting. Oh, okay. Oh. Going in for it. Okay. It's the buddy. Drag brunch. Oh. All the boys hanging out. Very interesting stuff. Okay. Huh. So does that prove anything, guys? No. But what does it prove? If you go and try and ingratiate yourself with this audience, this Candace Owens audience, okay, what these people like to do is have a head on the chopping board. There's always got to be someone's head on the chopping block, all right? And if you even make so much as one misstep, it'll be yours. Okay? Now it comes full circle, guys. We'll end off this section of the stream before we get into some of the stories. We'll end this section of the stream with the full circle. Now, why did I call it Brokeback Boys? Okay? Why did I call it Brokeback Boys? Because, to quote the Candace crowd, it's giving. Okay? It's giving Brokeback Mountain. The white knighting, the simping, the homosexual shirtless photos and bicep photos and gym selfies and all that sort of stuff. To quote the Candace crowd, it's giving Brokeback Mountain. And that's where we'll leave it. That is where we'll leave it. So with that, guys, we'll read out a few of these super chats. And then we will get into these stories that you guys have put, which I really was enjoying some of them. We'll see if you guys can guess what the movies are that people are saying as well. All right. And I bet this woman wonders why or blames her ex for her divorce. And Bravo says, first time super chatter, great discussion, Jake. I'm a 61-year-old man and I'm ashamed of what has become of our culture. Everyone's craving dopamine and me BS. In my opinion, Owens is evil. It needs to stop. Thank you for the super chat, Bravo. Appreciate that, man. First time super chatter over there. Okay. Now, guys, yesterday, if you weren't here for it, I put out a challenge to everybody where I said we want to be getting some of the best stories out there. And Miss D can send any to me that I miss out on here. And we want to be replying to this comment section here of this Vivian lady. I put out mine. Mine was the Born Identity. People got it pretty quickly about Andrew's past because she's investigating who was Andrew Wilson before 2020. So I put out a challenge for everybody to start doing some stories. First of all, we've got Mike. here, who says, nobody knows the true story of Andrew. It's far more devious than even Jake could imagine. To understand who Andrew Wilson really is, you have to go back, not hundreds of years, not thousands. You have to go back 75 million years to Tigigek before it was called Earth. Amid the fall of a forgotten galactic civilization, one Thetan was set apart from all the others. For millions of years, he remained waiting for the perfect disguise. Not as a king, not as a conqueror, but as a YouTube content creator. His mission, to complete the plan that began on Tigigek 1,000 years ago. That Thetan is Paleochryscon. What is it, guys? Is that Extended Delta? Was that you, Extended Delta? I thought Extended Delta was called Extended Delta on X. Now, we got a lot of them, which is good, you know. Even my mum did one as well. Even my mum did one. She messaged me this morning. She's like, what do you think about my story? And she sends me her story. And it's like, and then Andrew Wilson just started running. Do you know which one it is? He just started running and just kept running for days. Do you know what story it is? I was like, yeah, Mum, it's Forrest Gump. It's Forrest Gump, Mum. It's cute that you did a story and everything, but you're not really capturing the vibe that we're going for here. Like, it's cute that you had your little story and everything, that you sent it to me, you want to be involved, but it's not, Forrest Gump is not really the vibe that we're going for here. But thank you anyway. Forrest Gump. He just started running. Oh dear. So, that was Mike. And there was a few more. All right. Colum Rack came in and said, I've known Andrew for some years and I wanted to pass on some info. Did we get the first one, by the way, guys? What was the first one? Maybe you guys will get it. I didn't get it. Was it like Star Wars or something? I've known Andrew for many years now, so I wanted to pass on some info. He was a rugged, broad-shouldered, working-class man of Italian heritage, forged in the unforgiving streets of a tough urban neighborhood in a major East Coast city. His face bore the honest mask of a life lived without shortcuts. Thick brows, a strong jaw, and the eyes that held both quiet kindness and an unbreakable fire. Modest in means and living simply in a cramped, unpretentious apartment, he scraped by with whatever honest and sometimes rough work he could find. Is this Rocky? Including collecting debts for a local loan shark. Yet even here in those hard, thankless days, he never lost sight of the pure passion that defined him. Boxing. Yeah, I knew it. It's Rocky. I've got it. Though the experts and the crowd had long dismissed him as just another local club fighter, raw, unpolished, and never serious. You should have done this about debating, though. That would have been perfect. Okay? Adrian! Should have done this about debating. They thought he was just another debater. In the panelverse thought he was just another debater. The Twitch sphere, blood sports. Though the crowds had long dismissed him as another club fighter, raw, unpolished, and never seriously considered as a true contender. He possessed a rare and extraordinary excellence that no ranking or reputation could measure. His greatness lived in the depth of his heart, in the iron of his will, and the quiet dignity in which he carried himself. He trained with a ferocity and discipline that bordered the sacred, rising before dawn to push his body beyond every reasonable limit. All right. It's a wall of text. We appreciate it, Colum Rack, but I got it. It's Rocky. Okay? It's Rocky. Let me see what other intel we've got here, because I think that Miss D had sent me a few. Here we go. Got to go through it all. Here we go. Let me download these. And the other one. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got here. The Outback Orators Intelligence Division dossier, top secret, no fawn. Date compiled, October 2023. Reference, Rattlesnake File. Subject, Andrew Wilson. These people are getting serious with it. Who was this one, by the way? Claim it if it's you, guys. Claim it if it's you. Section 1, background and pre-activation cover. The subject, Andrew Wilson, existed as a long-term deep cover asset, seemingly unaware of his true identity due to the advanced conditioning. Public records indicate he was known as Professor Smoky Man, a dedicated grade school teacher in suburban America, and an active member of the local PTA. Intelligence so that only big notable public discourse involved minor debates concerning sourdough baking techniques. This cover was tightly managed by his handler, Brian Shapiro, operating undercover as the stable adult civilian, who effectively erased Wilson's public digital footprint by intercepting communication attempts and replacing them with nonsensical ramblings and static, particularly blocking attempts to create professional profiles like LinkedIn. Section 2, activation incident. Activation of the subject's latent programming occurred accidentally in late 2020 during a routine setup of home broadcasting equipment for a remote COVID-era educational session. The subject triggered an undocumented physical recall protocol via specific key combinations of his keyboard. This instantly initiated the return of the suppressed memories and highly specialized operation skill sets. Immediate observation noted the manifestation of advanced rhetorical combat capabilities and rapid-fire delivery techniques demonstrated an ability to analyze and dismantle complex arguments rapidly without losing focus. Section 3, current status and objectives. Wilson has fully embraced his operational identity as Agent Crucible. Trained in verbal martial arts, post-activation intel confirms his service history was deliberately purged by a clandestine political alliance. Since his reactivation, Agent Crucible has abandoned his teaching career. He currently utilizes a YouTube channel called The Crucible as an operational platform. His stated objective includes seeking retribution against former handlers and restoring specific ethical frameworks, Christian ethics and base logic, within the United States with a stated warning concerning to other Western nations. Warning, this report is classified and top secret. Dissemination restricted. Handle with extreme care in presence of anyone sensitive to alternative narratives or conspiracy theories. Unauthorized disclosure is subject to severe penalties. Thank you for the intel. And we've also got another dossier here. Sergeant, TechCom, Human Resource. Professional summary. Battle-hardened, non-commit... Did we get that last one though, guys? Was that a reference to something that I'm not sure of? Or was that an extension of the Bourne identity? Battle-hardened, non-commissioned officer with extensive experience in guerrilla warfare. Got to get this closer. Survival operations and protective missions in high-risk, resource-scarce environments. Proven ability to lead small teams, execute reconnaissance and raids, recover critical technology assets, and adapt extreme conditions. Currently volunteering for a one-way protective mission to safeguard key human resource leadership in past timeline. This is the CV that they all wanted, by the way, guys. Professional experience, Sergeant, TechCom Unit, Human Resources Forces, under command of John Connor. That's Terminator. Soldier, 132nd Division, under command of Perry, 2006 to 2012. Independent survival, scavenging, post-Judgment Day period, 2005 to 2006. Key skills and competencies. Combat and tactics, explosive and improvisation, survival and resilience, protective operations, adaptation and leadership. Amazing. What else have we got here? Has Dee given me any more intel? Oh, we found this Candace comment, I think. All right, we've got to get into this Candace comment that was apparently left on the video. Let me find it for you guys. Whilst we try and hit that goal, because we're more than 3/4 there. Whilst we try and hit that goal, shall we? Over 3/4 of the way there, guys. All right. All right. Cool. Here we go. So, Candace responds to Andrew's video saying, "I'm sorry, but this is objectively hilarious. He's the one who was running around town claiming I was scared to debate him, and as a part of that tough guy act, Getting so boring. He literally said he would do it on my platform and spend $300K for the opportunity. Based. He played the part of some chain-smoking billionaire and accused me of being too scared. Never happened. I mean, he smokes, but playing the part of some... I finally say yes, and now he's a victim. He can't believe... Never said he's a victim either. Can't believe it's happening on my platform. His offer, not mine. He can't believe I didn't accept Joe Rogan's offer to fly down to Texas after Andrew himself demanded that we publicly set the terms through a long back and forth on X. He's just stating what happened, Candace. He's just stating what happened. That's all. Back and forth on X, which we did and which we did not include me flying down to Texas to Joe Rogan. I'm sorry, but this is absolutely spineless and it's worthy of mocking. He's now staging a hostage video because he can't believe that for once in a lifetime he has to be a man of his word. I don't see any of that, Candace. I mean, obviously, it's just all lies. But you guys, you know, had a... So first of all, he wanted to be on a neutral platform, okay? You said no. You said that you needed it to be in your studio. And then he had to oblige because everybody really, really wants to see this debate. So if you don't want to do it on a proper neutral platform, and if you've got to have it in your studio, if that's the only way that you're going to do it, okay. But the offer was there at the start to be in a neutral studio or on a neutral platform. And Rogan's one of the biggest in the world. But of course, she can't help but comment on the video. What other intel did we have? We had some more Valhalla TV stuff, which I did want to get into. Oh my days. Is that real? Is that real or is that an AI photo? We're about to find out. That looks like AI. All right. I don't know what these videos are, Miss D. They're all a bit long. I don't know if I want to play them, but I will show you guys this. Don't know how I feel about putting this on my stream, to be honest, but
why are you gay? You are gay.
Wouldn't be caught dead, guys. Wouldn't be caught dead doing that shit. Is this banter? Is this like your idea of banter? Is this jokes? I'm not sure. Where do I send my story? Sent you a DM with mine on X. I'll check my DMs. Got to make sure Candace isn't wearing an IFB during the debate. Thank you for the 20, Chris. I don't know what an IFB is, though. It's going to be so much fun watching Andrew absolutely destroy this satanic deceiver, not one step back. We're all going to enjoy it, guys. Let me just quickly check my DMs on X and make sure that I didn't miss any good ones. All right, let me read this one here for you guys. This is from Murphy on X here. Can't post the whole story, so I give it to you. Andrew will like this one too. He says, you won't find anything on Andrew because that wasn't his name and he had no access to the internet before 2020. It started around the 1980s. Andrew and his black ex-wife were staying at a cabin deep in the woods. She was murdered by something evil and Andrew had to cut off his own hand to avoid the evil that was growing inside him. He then refabbed a chainsaw to fit on his stub arm and grabbed his smart double-barrel boomstick to fight the evil that spawned from his arm. What is this, Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something? He thought he won against the evil, but a wormhole opened, sucked him in, and spat him out into the Middle Ages, wherein he was forced to fight the same type of evil that faced him back in his time. To be brief, he killed a witch, spoke the words wrong, raised the army of darkness, and was finally able to go home with the book he collected. Is it Jumanji? Jumanji. This is Jumanji. Sending him back proved difficult, though, as they sent him to 2019 and a witch caught a ride in the wormhole. Ash had to change his name to Andrew in 2020 because he's under secret government protection. He killed the witch that snuck a ride in the wormhole while he was working as a bag boy in a grocery store. Oh, this is Shawshank Redemption. This is Shawshank Redemption. The secret ED agency gave him a new name, career, and family. Which one was it, guys? Was it Jumanji or Shawshank Redemption? Why are you guys being haters? Why are you being haters? People saying Evil Dead. Evil Dead. I thought it was Jumanji. Chris says, sorry, mate, interfibrilary foldback, an earpiece system that used in TV, radio, and Q. Okay. So Chris says that hopefully she's not wearing an earpiece during the debate. Thank you. Appreciate the 20, man. The 220s. Why on her platform? I don't want to give her a view, even if it's one. Someone please stream this so we don't directly support her, dumbass. I'll be doing a reaction after. I hope it's not like, I think it will be a morning or afternoon debate or something like that, which is a bit annoying because then I'll be getting up early over here and I might have to stream it at like 5 p.m. Eastern time or something. Stream the reaction to it. Not sure how that's going to work.
What the hell is even that?
Seriously, guys. What is going on there? Did we miss any? Got one more, apparently. Send it to me. Miss D, she says one more, but then there's nothing attached. Apparently Jeremy Boring did a reaction to this. See what Jeremy Boring had to say. Let's get this off the screen ASAP, shall we? Let's get this off the screen literally ASAP.
Last week, Candace Owens and right-wing commentator Andrew Wilson began a negotiation for a possible debate over the Charlie Kirk case. In their back and forth, Wilson proposed an objective standard, no personal attacks and no ad hominems. If one is made, said Wilson, that person loses by default, enforced by the moderator. Candace's response was revealing. Quote, stop being so soft. The public will decide who the winner and loser is, and you don't get to direct them in that judgment with some obscure fine print clause. In other words...
Yeah, I mean, obviously Candace has a massive audience, and no matter what happens in this debate, the public, if you looked at the public, like a consensus majority is going... Like, Candace could go in there and not say a single word, break down in tears, and they would still say that she won the debate. They would be like, she's playing chess. He's playing checkers. She'd be like, they'd be like, that's just 4D chess right there. You guys don't understand. Candace is just like, you know, the tears of 4D chess. I don't know. They would somehow contrive a narrative that she won. There's nothing that she can do that will disprove that for them.
No objective standards that follow the classical rules of debate need apply. Insults and ad hominems are fair game, and the score is kept not by an impartial moderator, but by the public, by the mob. This is why Candace hates contracts and hates courts, by the way, and it's why those are the only places she can actually be defeated. In fact, the entire purpose of contracts and courts is to defeat people like Candace Owens and the third world mentality that they champion. Last week, Candace Owens and right-wing commentator Andrew Wilson began a negotiation.
All right. A couple of other things I had saved here today. We had, oh, this is brutal, guys. Just a little side note here. How brutal is this clip?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present the newly married couple.
Ah, it's been deleted. That's annoying. If we can find that clip again, maybe Miss D can send it to me, because that was a funny clip. Guys, I've been furious over the past few months or so about the platforming of Hunter Biden and the damage sort of control that's been done there, and they're sort of trying to reshape this guy as some sort of a voice of reason moderate, the crackhead Hunter Biden, as some sort of a voice of reason moderate. It's been pissing me off. Tucker's just had him on and is doing the same thing. And Crowder, I watched the first minute or so of this before, but I always know that Crowder's going to come with the receipts and he's going to do a good breakdown. So let's have a look at some of the claims. I didn't get to watch the whole interview between Tucker and Hunter, but I know that there were some pretty big claims made.
We get approached by Israelis connected to Benjamin Netanyahu, like I know that, who are shopping this stuff to me at Fox News. And I'm like, I don't think that part of the story, the laptop is real. I thought that from day one. But the way that it entered the bloodstream of the American media was not real. So I just want to ask you point blank, did you drop off laptops?
No. And this is the thing that
Pause.
I said.
Lie. Yes, he did. He signed for it. He signed a receipt for an $85 repair for 3 MacBook Pros. His own legal team never disputed that he dropped off the laptop. Would be the easiest argument to make. That's not his signature. He didn't drop them off. They all but conceded it. That's a lie. And that's used to set everything else up. Let's continue.
Over and over again. I have literally zero recollection or memory of ever dropping off.
I don't think that you remember too much from that time, Hunter, but I would say that just this would be a lie. He knows that he does it, but then he's actually using the crackhead thing. I was so fried out of my brain at the time that I have zero recollection. And that is the off-ramp there. That's the off-ramp that he's using there. He doesn't say, I definitely didn't do it. He says, no, I have zero recollection of doing that. So people are going, oh yeah, he was probably in some sort of like a drug-induced fugue state at that moment.
A laptop.
Well, pause. Of course you wouldn't. You were high as a kite. You were smoking the walls. Keep playing.
Paul McIsaacs. No, the answer is no. And John Paul McIsaacs.
Wild.
The laptop, according to Lev Parnas, under oath in his testimony before the House Oversight Committee, was being sought by Rudy Giuliani in Ukraine all the way back in 2018.
Lie. Pause. Okay, this timeline makes no sense whatsoever. Lev Parnas does make the claim that Ukraine told him about the laptop in February of 2019. There is zero corroborating evidence. He himself, the guy he said, and claimed that the information didn't show up in Ukraine until May 2019, after the laptop was in the shop, to be clear. So his timeline doesn't add up. He's saying 2018, it's not actually possible, and he's pointing you to evidence that doesn't exist. Let's continue playing. Please check out the references because we are giving you actual evidence. Go.
And so Rudy Giuliani is working with a guy named Andrei Derkach, who was a MP in Ukraine and a known Russian GRU agent.
Pause.
So,
Lie. He didn't meet with Derkach until December 2019, and he is not a GRU agent.
It's really annoying to me. I mean, Candace had him on and she didn't bring up all of the Burisma stuff and the corruption and the big guy and everything. It's important stuff to bring up. Bro got pardoned as well. I mean, now Hunter Biden, of all people, is being reformed. But it makes sense to me, though, because he's this sort of former drug addict and everything. He's part of the Biden family, which is like an anti-Trump, has that anti-Trump sentiment to it that's going to be, strong for people. He's also a white male. I guess they maybe need more of them. And they're trying to do all this reforming of him. And Hunter Biden is appearing on podcasts all around at the moment. It's like, I don't know if it's coordinated. I don't know if it's just stupidity, but it seems like the conservatives at the moment are so gullible. Do you guys get that? Like the conservatives or the people who are on the dissident right are so gullible and susceptible to like entering the left-wing framework.
And to be clear, that meeting didn't really have anything to do with the laptop, as I understand it. Meeting produced those edited Joe Biden, Petro Poroshenko tapes. You remember that? So, no, he was, but he just goes, known GRU agent. Nope, not true. So again, this matters because I didn't drop off a laptop. Yes, you did. Well, they said that this was in Ukraine in 2018. It's not possible. They didn't say that. They said it under oath. That's a lie. If this guy who's a known GRU agent, that's a lie, verifiably. So now I want you to trust me when I say...
Guys, we are 150 away from the goal, I'll have you know. Can we hit it today? $150 Aussie dollars as well. Zach Gelby. Good to see Zach. I haven't seen Zach in a minute. Said, I just sent you the real legend of Andrew in your DMs. Good to see Zach Gelby from Maine First.
Hey, this isn't a real story. It's disinformation from Israel. Everything you've said thus far that we can verify is a flat-out lie. And he's not being questioned. I guess that's just reserved for people like Ted Cruz. Keep playing.
Rudy goes over there and basically takes his dossier and receives information that Hunter Biden's hard drive, not laptop, is for sale. So when anybody says Hunter Biden, what's your first thought? Laptop. You know.
Can I just say one thing, though? That this is what I experienced during that time. The allegation that there was abusive minors proven on the laptop, that came from the Israelis. I'm just telling you that. They came to me with that, so I know that.
Right.
And one of the things that enraged me about the statement...
So pause. Here's the thing. It's not a lie to say that it could have come from the Israelis. It's a lie to say, I know that, because that is a claim without any evidence. And it's entirely hearsay from Tucker. Now, what he is talking about is that not Hunter Biden and his niece, where there was some at least inappropriate behavior. They're not even talking about Ashley Biden and the allegations or sort of the writings that maybe implied her father was sexually inappropriate, or at the very least, nude with a daughter beyond the age of propriety. There was a separate conspiracy that there was sexual abuse of minors, which did not exist, and that circulated. And we do have proof that there were some Chinese YouTubers who were first to circulate that rumor, just to be clear. So that's the first place that we could find circulating that rumor. And that is something that does happen where people try and poison the well. You know, something is going on, for example, like with Epstein, where there's a lot there. And then people go, actually, they were drinking the blood of children in this satanic cabal. You go, hold on a second. That often happens where someone comes in to discredit what is legitimately there. But Tucker just goes, it's all of this. Israel, the proof that we have here is that he doesn't know, and it started with a Chinese YouTuber.
Yep. I just saw a clip as well of Fuentes sort of echoing the idea of women ruining spaces.
Love being part of Grow-Ups. I want to speak up more in $100 GC. Engage intelligent convos but afraid to get roasted.
Ah, okay. Well, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. What do you want us to create? A safe space for women? I love when women do this. Women enter a space and then they demand that we cater to them. Women come into this is a male space, you know that. You come in and then you say, hey, I'm afraid to speak up. And what am I supposed to say? All right, fellas, be on your best behavior. This girl has something to say. It's like, that's always the problem. It always goes like this. Women enter a male space and they go, hey, hi, I know it's all guys. I'll try to be cool. I'll try to blend in. And then they immediately demand that everyone cater to them. Always how it goes, textbook. You have a bunch of guys being awesome, doing cool stuff the guys do. Totally, it's fucking amazing. We're having a great time. Everybody's laughing. It's just total congeniality. It's the best. And then you'll get a girl. Well, why the fuck can't I join? Well, because I'm a girl? Well, that's kind of antiquated. Can I want to come to the clubhouse. Okay, all right. You know, she's cool. She's not like the others. Let's let her in. Oh, but it's not going to be different for you. And then it's another one and another one. And then it's, you know what? The guys are really rude. That one just grabbed my ass. And that one called me a bitch. So we need human resources here immediately. We need human resources stat. And then it turns into a big fucking faggot parade. Then it turns into HR, trigger warnings, sexual harassment lawsuits. So this is always the issue. Thanks, Nick. Love being part of the Groypers. I want to speak up more, but I'm afraid to get roasted. Yeah, well, so am I. I mean, what do you think happens to me when I start? What do you think happens when I walk outside my fucking front door? I get roasted alive with guns and arrows. Literally arrows from cross.
Happens. All right, it's almost time for me to go and eat some food, guys. We get a bit hungry. Yeah? We get a bit hungry. Oh, been a big morning. Lots of breaking news and everything. Very glad that you guys were all with me today. Lost Hate, I think we actually did get your story. Yeah, I think we read it out. That's what Miss D said to me anyway. But did we miss any supers over here? Josh Vickers. For the goal and testosterone, honestly, Ashley said you were giving high testosterone, high estrogen vibes, high testosterone vibes. Honest Ashley. Honest Ashley. Men often destroy themselves for helping the wrong women. It's pathetic to behold. How did we go with that goal in the end? C+. C+. All right, guys, want to send much love to you all. Hope you all have a fine evening, day, wherever you are in the world. We're going to be back tomorrow covering this some more. I think we're pretty much done with the Brokeback Boys. We'll see. But we should be pretty much done with the Brokeback Boys over there. I think we covered all that we needed to cover from Brokeback Mountain. And we shall move on because there'll be more tomorrow, I'm sure. There'll be more news to cover tomorrow. So, anyway, thank you very much for being with me today. Much love to you all, and I will see you later. Peace.